A quick way, a quick tip to increase power almost overnight. I'm not joking here. Okay, here's what you do. Part of our power comes from different stages of compressed breathing, and the most amount of power comes when all three stages of compression are just firing in all cylinders and they're all synced up perfectly. However, you can increase your power, and you'll know it's increased relatively quickly by just doing this one weird yet obvious trick or technique. I call it a trick because it really does kind of feel like it. Basically, it's this. Take one day of your practice, and everything that you play, only allow yourself to get about a half tank of air. And what you really want to do is really have to grind and squeeze every last drop of air out of your lungs when you're playing. So instead of going big breath and then you're going to go for whatever it is, and you're going to consciously only take a half tank of air. And in some cases you can only take a quarter. You really want to start on empty, because that means you're just going to have to squeeze hard to make things happen. Do that for one practice and then go back to normal. In about 48 hours, for example, if you did this on a Monday, let's just say you're a typical, hobby player and you practice an hour a day. So you're going to take your hour. Maybe you might do your warm-up normally, but everything else, if you do technical studies, arbans, tonguing, etudes, finger stuff, later tone studies, even Maju or Gordon or anything like that, you're going to be starting off with a half tank of air or less, which means you're really going to put the squeeze with your abdomen, intercostals, and the whole mechanism of stage one compression basically is where you're at. So what that ends up doing, it develops the muscles that squeeze and power out and speed up the air from your diaphragm to your bottleneck at your throat to your aperture. So you make those muscles stronger. And so it's going to be tough to do this, but force yourself just one practice day to do as much as you can and go against your common sense, because you're going to have to not really breathe a full breath. You're going to be taking everything with a half tank of air or less. Then go back to normal on Tuesday, for example. By Wednesday, you'll notice, especially if you're in a rehearsal band or any kind of an ensemble, you'll notice that when you take a full tank of air and you get ready to blow, baby, you got more power. And sometimes when I feel like my power is not there, which doesn't really happen that much these days, but we all have bad days, I'll be like, okay, this weekend, I don't care what the hell I have to practice or play, everything gets a half tank of air. So that means I really put the squeeze and the grind on my abs and intercostals and everything. And a couple days later, I'll feel the increase in power. So there you have it. Kind of a weird but obvious thing, but I guess maybe it's not that obvious because anybody I've ever talked to has never even thought of doing that. So anyway, try it out and comment right down here if it worked for you. And if it didn't work for you, comment and tell me what you did, and I'll be able to steer you in the right direction of maybe something that you didn't do quite correctly. So yeah, anyway, try it once, and a couple days later come back and tell us how you peeled paint when you went into your next rehearsal. I'll see you in the next one. I'm Kurt Thompson at TRUMPETSIZZLE.com, and here on YouTube, you're a brass instructor. I'm a professional trumpet player and teacher, and I want to ask you a question. Would you like to learn how to skyrocket your range, improve your endurance, and reduce mouthpiece pressure? At the very least, you should discover that improving range and endurance is a process. It is not one book you're going to read, not one ebook. It's not one lesson you're going to take with a celebrity trumpet player. It is a process that you will have to go through. If you're willing to go through this process, I can almost guarantee that you will get fantastic results on this instrument or any brass instrument. And for right now, I would just like for you to subscribe to my channel. Look down below and click the subscribe link. I would love to have you as a subscriber on my channel, Your Brass Instructor. I'm Kurt Thompson. I'll see you in the next one.